What's up, Bucktooth Buckos? OldManTup coming at you today with Tori, and we are doing another in the Team Builder series for Week 8 of the GBA Season 5. And this week we are team building against Superblaw 411 and the Boston Red Sox. And let's just say they are the most disgusting team in the league. Cresselia, Manaphy, Skarmory, Mega Audino, blah. So we really have to prep for those guys because they've just been destroying souls. I believe Nick is 5-2 going into this week, so we're looking to be lucky number 3 loss for him this week, and we would really like to get victory number 4 under our belt and bring ourselves back up to an even 500. So this is the team we want to do it with. Bring a new Zaire again, because we always bring him, because he's the best. Gotta use Zaire this week. Our Thunderous, Prankster ability leftovers. We're doing some Prankster substitutes this week. Really hoping that comes in clutch mid-game. If I can preserve the fact that it has Prankster sub. Really expecting that will do wonders as long as I don't get whirlwinded out by Skarmory. So, Sludge Wave for Mega Audino, obviously. I believe he has Rotom Cut. Thunderbolt, because Thunderbolt hits a lot of his team outside of Rotom Cut. It's escaping me what his ground type is at the moment, if he has one. I don't remember. But we have the Sludge Wave and the Dark Pulse for overall coverage, mainly to go up against that Cress and just punch it in the face because we really want to, because I can't stand Cress. So just enough speed investment to outspeed max speed Mineshao, because max speed Mineshao is his next slowest thing to this on the team. So yep, that's a speed investment. Max special attack, a little bit of hit points, and I don't know why we have that in attack. That should have been in defense. Oh well, whatever. So what do you think about Uzera this week?
Pretty good. Do you think maybe one time you battle, maybe you can put one of your Pokemon with Curse?
Maybe. I don't know what all on my team gets Curse.
Yeah.
I think Tyranitar can run a Curse. Now I know what you're thinking. Tup, why don't we have Mega Tyranitar this week? And this is going to be a brief explanation into that. Battle this week is going to be on Showdown due to some underlying issues and not being able to get things lined up the best we could. It had to be on Showdown to prevent DCs and all that jazz, because nobody likes a DC, especially in a Wi-Fi match. So we are going to have the battle on Showdown. So forgive me for the week that it's going to be on Showdown, but expect fun and things with that. But that's why this is Tyranitar and not Mega Tyranitar, as of right now. But we have Spinal Tap, bringing Tyranitar again, because Tyranitar is going to be a beast this week. I'm calling it right now. He's just going to go beast mode and destroy faces. Now, this is how we're going to do it. We're not running our DD set, because with one Dragon Dance, it still fails to outspeed some things on his team, especially if they're going to be Scarf. Now, if I remember the way I ebbed this correctly, I did it so after a Rock Polish, we would still be able to outspeed a max speed, Jolly, Scarfed, Mineshao, and Wreck-It Space. So that is why the exact speed investment we have, obviously putting all the rest of that into attack, because Adamant Attack Tyranitar is the best. Rest going into HP, just allowing us to take hits a little bit better, because Tyranitar takes hits for days. The moveset we have going on, obviously that Rock Polish I mentioned to get our speed up to untouchable levels on his team. We have Crunch, because Crunch just destroys almost everything on his team. Stone Edge, because Stone Edge destroys everything that Crunch doesn't. And then we got Fire Blast, because Skarmory is a thing. And with our investment, unless he is Specially invested in his Skarmory, guaranteed to hit KO. Guaranteed. So that is bueno. And that is what we want. So what do you think about Spinal-Tap Artitar?
I think you should name it T-Rex.
No, I don't think so. So we're moving on to Ruben. Sandrush Excadrill again. That same. It didn't show up on Tyranitar because its speed goes up when it megas, but that 114 base speed is enough that when the speed doubles, it outspeeds Scarf Mine Chow. I believe that was what I tried to outspeed, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. So enough speed to outdo that. The rest in attack, because huge attack is huge, and the rest in hit points to allow us to take hits a little bit better. Not running Rock Slide this week because I have a few other things on the team to deal with Skarmory, and if I end up in a situation where it's 1v1 Excadrill versus Skarmory, he isn't going to be able to do anything to me while I Swords Dance up. I mean, if it's 1v1 in the end, he can always Whirlwind me out if he needs to, but that's going to be to my advantage. Swords Dancing it up and just laying down the Iron Heads.
Swords Dance.
Yep. Ruben the Excadrill, Life Orb Sandrush set, Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Iron Head, and bringing the Swords Dance for the first time, I believe. So what do you think about Ruben or Excadrill? Holy moly.
Pretty good.
Okay. Now we're moving on to Celebi, Fiona, and we're bringing Fiona this week, the Flying Fiona, and she's going to be packing Leftovers, Natural Cure, running a little bit different set this week. We're running max HP, max speed, because if he has Manaphy and he runs max speed, I want it to at least come down to a speed tie, us being able to Giga Drain that thing, because we're going to need to, because that Manaphy is just scaring me utterly going into this match, because it's super effective, stab hits 3 of the things on my team, and between Ice Beam and Energy Ball, if it tail goes Ice Beam, Energy Ball, and Scalds, I am going to be in a world of hurt. But luckily, Fiona guaranteed speed ties it unless it's Scarfed. Uzair outspeeds it every day, all day. And we have a little surprise at the end, hopefully, for Manaphy. So we'll see what happens there. So that's Fiona. We got Giga Drain, Psychic, Stealth Rock, and Healing Wish. Like I said, this thing's sole purpose in life is to ruin Manaphy's day. Get up Stealth Rocks, and then Healing Wish out to heal up something else late game if we need that. So we have that in our back pocket. We haven't brought that before, and I'm really looking forward to getting to use that. So what are your thoughts on Fiona? The Flying Fiona.
Why is it Flying Fiona?
That's just name one of my friends.
Pretty good. That's like one of my favorite Pokemon.
Alright, Celebi does have wings, so I can fly. Going back into Requiem, and I know it shows Pringles Band here, but we're really going with the pink one again. So, we have Jellicent, Requiem for a Dream, Leftovers, Dog Shaking, Water Absorb to suck up those Scalds if they are brought. Will-O-Wisp, Hex. Now, why are we bringing Will-O-Wisp this week and not Toxic? Because Toxic is going to be a lot better against, things like Cresselia and things like Mega Audino, who are going to need worn down over time. Why? Because Will-O-Wisp is going to cripple any of his physical attackers, and it's our only method of directly inducing status on the team. And I want Will-O-Wisp because we're completely specially defensive this week, so we can take hits from Manaphy like a boss. Because I have a sneaky suspicion he isn't going to be packing the coverage I mentioned earlier, but he will be packing a Shadow Ball, because Shadow Ball hits both Celebi and Jellicent for super effective damage. But guess what? Even if he's max special attack, unless he starts getting boosts up, that Shadow Ball isn't going to do a thing to this Jellicent. And Jellicent's going to laugh in its face get leftovers recovery all day long, and then just recover when it wants to. Then we get a Will-O-Wisp, and then hex the crap out of it. Now we have a little bit of redundant burn here with the Scald. The Scald is just there because it's not always going to be a safe play to go for the Will-O-Wisp, but it might be a safe play to go for the Scald to get the damage and the possible burn. So that's why we pack in both of them there, the dual fire threat for status induction and the hex, because if we can burn Cresselia or get a status condition on it whatsoever, and the hex, in the event that his Manaphy has rest, hex does so much damage to those two after that. So much damage. So that's why we're packing the hex this week. I really think it's going to pull through for us. We'll have to wait and see. So what do you think about Requiem that should be the pink, purplish Jellicent?
Yeah, I can tell because it says female.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I want to meet that guy. He's on the Rainbow Star.
Yeah, but that's not the one we're using. Like I said, Evan investment, completely specially defensive, max HP, and 4 leftover going into defense. Now I know what you're thinking, Tup, why aren't you rocking the Cobra Berry again? Because this thing is not going to be an answer to his physical threats. That's not the point of this thing. That's what I have Arcanine in the back pocket for, if I need it. Now I know what you're thinking, Tup, you don't want to be taking a knockoff on this Arcanine. It's Choice Scarfed. Well, it's going to depend on how the flow of the game goes. I only need Choice, in my opinion, the way the game is going to play out, is I'm only going, bless you, Choice Scarf, I'm only going to need for the first half of the match. Once it's revealed that I'm Choice Scarf, I'm going to let it come in, knock it off so I can switch my moves around. Because of the way he's going to be able to play around it once he knows that it is Scarfed. Now, what are we bringing with Crimson Sea Dog this week? We got Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Extreme Speed, and Close Combat. That is almost perfect coverage for everything on his team. We're guaranteed neutral damage on everything. That Extreme Speed just to get one last shot off before this thing goes down. This is... Are we Adamant or Jolly with this thing? Adamant. This will fail to outspeed Scarfed Nidoking. But that's his ground type that I forgot earlier, Nidoking. But if he is a Life Orb Sheer Force user, I will outspeed it all day long, obviously because I'm Scarfed. Adamant for max damage output because I'm going to need it because he has huge walls. Like I said, the Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Extreme Speed, Close Combat. Close Combat I had to throw on there because he has Tyrantrum. If I didn't, Tyrantrum would wall this set all day long. And I can't risk that thing setting up Dragon Dances in my face, or Rock Polish for that matter, if it even gets it. But that is why we had to throw the Close Combat on there. A few other things it helps out for on his team, but mostly Flare Blitz does the most damage to just about everything I'm going to be hitting outside of Manaphy and Tyrantrum. So that's why we have that there on Crimson Sea Dog. With the Intimidate to lower attack on incoming physical attacks because he has some pretty serious physical attackers. Namely, the Metagross he picked up this week, which I'm not looking forward to seeing. So what do you guys think about Crimson Sea Dog to Arcanine?
He's pretty cool.
Thanks. What do you think?
We should name it Hot Dog.
No, I'm not naming a hot dog. But that has been the team builder for GBA Season 5 Week 8 against Boston Red Sox and Super Block 411. I'm OldManTup. That's Tori. That's Laney. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Peace.